Hey guys, and warm welcome back to the channel. My name is Grace if you're new here, and this is the Rusty Thicket where we do all sorts of Goblincore stuff. So maybe this DIY mini flower press is not Goblincore per se, but I feel like if you love to be outdoors and you're a naturalist of any kind and you like to collect flowers and do art with them, this is perfect because I've always wanted one, and all the store-bought ones I've ever seen are just huge. So I'm going to show you guys how we made our own here at home. This is the stuff you're gonna need. We got 2 wooden panels. We need 4 carriage bolts, 4 wing nuts, 8 washers, and about 15 pieces of this backing paper, and also about 30 pieces or so, at least, of just regular printer paper. You'll also need 2 drill bits, a 5/16 and a 3/8 if you're doing standard, and an 8 and a 9 if you're doing metric, like we had to do because we're in Japan. So we started off doing a 1/2-inch border around these panels, and then taking the washer and drawing a circle where the drill would go. This was just the easiest way for us to get the same measurement all around the side. My husband really wanted to help me with this because he thought it would be fun to get the power tools out, so that's why you see him doing all the fun parts. Oh, and make sure you don't buy concrete drill bits. I feel like, you know, if we were in the States, this would not have been an issue, but of course we did not translate anything when we were looking for these. So make sure you got wood drill bits. Do 4 holes in the base, like you're seeing here. Make sure you try and get them as straight as possible so the bolts aren't crooked when you put them in, but there is a little bit of play. That's why when you have the other drill bit for the top part, you know, you drill them a little bit larger so they've fit easily overside the bolts, and you'll see what I mean. And then we drilled holes in the top panel. And once you're done with that, you're going to make sure that you have everything kind of cleaned up, you know, sanded down just a little bit if your wood is kind of messy. And then add your carriage bolts, and then a washer, and then a nut. And this is what will secure these bolts to this bottom piece of wood because they won't move, just the top part will come off. So you're going to tighten those bolts down. Alright, once that's done and everything is secure, we laid that flat down on the table and added the larger hold board on the top so that it would fit nice and easily over those bolts, and you add your wing nuts. This is just how it looks put together without any of the press papers in the middle, and of course you don't need that to go all the way to the ground because that's going to have paper in there. But you can make much larger holes on the top if you want to. Also, don't forget to add the washers before your wing nuts so that when you're putting those down, it's not eating into the wood. That measurement I just took was how much paper I wanted to sit in between those. It looked like 5 by 5 would be perfect. Again, this is mini, so 5 by 5 inches is plenty for what I want to do craft-wise with these little flowers here in Japan. I think that it would easily hold a nice hibiscus flower too. And then I took old backing panels from these watercolor pads that I had. You really want something that's not corrugated cardboard because they will leave imprints and impressions on your flowers, and you really don't want that. They also absorb a lot more moisture, and over time, you know, they just won't last as long. So I cut these down to 5 by 5 also. And the goal here is to have basically as many as you want that will fit in your press so that you can then tighten it down. I only made a few because that's what I had. I'll probably be adding to it later at some point. So once these are all cut down, the way you want to layer them is a piece of this cardboard first, and then 2 pieces of the white paper. That can be computer paper, regular paper. I tried not to get anything with lines in it like notebook paper, just in case some of my more delicate flowers may transfer that ink. But it's a piece of cardboard, a piece of paper, and then that's where you'll put your flower, and then you'll put your next piece of paper and another piece of cardboard, and keep going like that. You can see here that I kind of demonstrated what that would be like, since I didn't have any flowers to put it in just yet. And then once that stack is done, when you have filled it up with flowers, or as many as you want, then you'll kind of neaten that up a little bit. I had some other smaller pieces I put on the top, and then you put that in the center. Then you put your board over top. Make sure you put your washers down. And then your wing nuts. And then you'll crank it all the way down as far as it will go so that you mash those flowers good and even as much as you can. And this is what it looks like all put together. I definitely want to mention that if you have a drill press, that is by far the easier way to go. All we had was a drill though, and I want to say this cost maybe about $15. I hope you guys enjoyed.